you think about these odds?
Well, I definitely think that Na'Vi Jr. are the favourites in the map, but perhaps not quite by that extent. Our partners over there at LootBet definitely thinking this one does favour the young CIS squad, but I think it should be a bit more balanced than that.
I would say slightly more balanced, but of course this pistol round could show us exactly who should be on top here, because they're going to head towards that, well, initial aggression towards B and then immediately rotate towards the A side, of course, trying to bait some extra defense towards the B side, and Na'Vi Jr. have completely fallen for it. They are massively stacked towards B. Topa, if he spots a player, has to fall back towards side and call the rotations ASAP. But this is just a baiting game from LYNGBY Vikings. Nothing really committed just yet. Not a smoke, not a flash, no, absolutely everything still left in their back pocket. And Na'Vi Jr., they have not fallen for this. They still have a player mid and 2 players towards that B bomb site. So they ain't gonna get tricked that quickly.
You're absolutely right. They have got those aggressive positionings, and the LYNGBY Vikings have taken quite a while to get in towards a bomb site. That's allowed Capacho to find this opening headshot, and there's been no follow-up from the T side at the moment. Looking to advance further into the site, but it's Capacho finding yet more frags within the aggressive position, just denying entry to the bomb site. And Topa's even found rolls as well. This is a nightmarish pistol round for the Vikings.
Yeah, they tried to get very cheeky, but their execute was, I mean, the molly whiffed and flew over the building, so that was a waste. Gospa coming in with another headshot. Now it's all on Bird from Sky, but doesn't even have noticed that there's a player towards Fold, and a very clean round from Na'Vi Jr. I mean, that just looked like LYNGBY Vikings tried to get cute, but without an actual execute and usage of their... Look at the molly fly by. Just by... That's just... $400 just out the window right there.
Yeah, and that's a really impactful piece of utility just to waste in the pistol round as well. You know, it's the difference between a player having Kevlar and not. Not that it would have mattered in that last round, as it was Na'Vi Jr. pretty much coming through with the headshots, but Mac-10's out in the second for the LYNGBY Vikings, rushing up mid with those SMGs. Ornka and Topa can get kills in reply, and in fact it is Topa to continue fragging with the M4 that brings it into a 2-on-2 now for Na'Vi Jr. as TwinX takes down Capacho. Good HE into the site though, that's Cabby removed, and TwinX left now in a 1-on-2 clutch with no body armor, but he's found the opening headshot.
That was a nice clean shot, but luckily Gospa on the flank will finish the job. A massively expensive round coming in for the Na'Vi Jr. squad, and this will cost them a buttload. But yeah, they at least managed to win that round, and LYNGBY Vikings are going to force up after that bomb plant right behind it, because of course if they break it right now, they will be able to walk over Na'Vi Jr. And Gospa picking up that AWP on the CT side has got to be careful. Might not be reading it 100% that this would be a forced buy. Of course, with the amount of, you know, it's definitely possible, but he needs to be extremely careful with that big rifle, because it's a very big investment this early on in the game.
It certainly is. You see teams time and time again pick up the AWP on the CT side of Vertigo and have it over-aggress towards the A ramp. They're so desperate to try and use that expensive weapon to find value and earn an opening kill that they leave it too open and isolated on a lot of occasions in scenarios where a trade frag is just impossible from the CT side. So I like that Gospodarov went for an opening shot and now is backed away deep into the site, not overstaying his welcome. And that puts all the pressure on the LYNGBY Vikings. They have to slowly deploy all of this utility just to gain early ramp control, and now to secure the bomb plan, they've got 2 smokes and a Molotov to work with. That's decent work from Bird from Sky to get that trade kill, but TwinX finding Topa, that's the big frag for the T's.
And Gospa close range with the AWP. Of course, we have seen him play excellently around the smoke in the past, but they should get the easy bomb plant here on the LYNGBY Vikings. No big utility left, only 1 HE grenade from Capacho, but he doesn't throw it out just yet, and it's going to be a pretty tough retake. Starting off with a kill for Rouse, the 2 players left from Na'Vi Jr. At this point, just save your weapons. That spray down does a lot of damage on Capacho through the wall. And yeah, as expected, they're going to call the save on Na'Vi Jr. The round goes to LYNGBY Vikings, and a very good force up from them.
It absolutely is. You very rarely ever see teams buy up in that third round. Always normally the hard eco being taken at the end of things there. But obviously the Vikings saw an opportunity for weapon advantage and they've converted it into a round victory. Definitely one they'll want to have earned on that T side as well. It's dealt a devastating blow to the Na'Vi Junior economy. They actually have to force up into this round now, as it would be a double eco either way. MP9s are going to be out at bare minimum to support this AWP and M4, but it could be LYNGBY Vikings pulling ahead in the lead as long as they can win the round here.
It's going to be still very doable if Gospa makes that op work. There's going to be the flash. He's going to go for the quick peek. Does he spot anyone out pushing aggressively? No, he does not. And they're just going to hold the angles while Bit gets close. Bit, of course, is also an incredibly dangerous player to face up against. And he's playing in the one and done spot. So either you get a little bit of backup there, which is what Gospa is doing right now, or you usually just should only get one kill. Most of the time, not even, because that's like the most obvious hiding spot in this map.
You can see they're paranoid about swinging wide, and that is exactly why Gospodarov finds the opener onto Cabby. The rifle will be recovered, but it's a free kill at the start of the round, and Bit is still in this advanced position. If Gospodarov can be a big enough distraction, they can dismantle this entire execution. That's the bomb dropped now at the bottom of the A ramp. Na'Vi Junior have replied in a big way to that forced victory in the last.
It was a good double up, Macken towards that B site, trying to play a little bit of distraction. Raul's in mid. Both tag each other almost to the death's door, but now it's Raul's being hunted right here by the Na'Vi Junior squad. They want that juicy AK, and they will be able to upgrade towards an AK to boot. So a very good round for Na'Vi Junior, keeping everyone alive. I don't even think Topa has an upgraded weapon in that one, but yeah, they're just going to give him an M4 and full rifles on their side. LYNGBY Vikings are going to force up behind their buy as well. This is, of course, if they lose this one, they're going to be on of eco afterwards. And then this might get out of hand for LYNGBY Vikings, who are playing on the preferred side.
That is the key point during this round. Rolls with a vital refrag there towards mid. The LYNGBY Vikings could not have afforded to just have two players go down for nothing on that angle, because as you mentioned, this is an important one economically. If Na'Vi Junior win it, they're 4-1 up, probably 5-1 up following that LYNGBY Vikings eco as well. And with the T side being they're far more effective here on Vertigo, that's a scenario that the LYNGBY Vikings will certainly be trying to avoid at the moment. But they are now looking for that A ramp control. Utility is very limited though for this T side. Just 2 smokes and 2 flashes remaining. It's going to be hard to get a bomb down in that A bomb site.
Yeah, especially with the utility from Na'Vi Junior still being pretty much intact. They don't have an HE grenade, but a molly and a buttload of flashes plus smokes to hold them off. Spots players out towards Fold's going to smoke it off immediately, and that is going to be problematic for them to push. However, with the smokes, the last couple of smokes from LYNGBY Vikings coming through, they are possibly going to be able to push. The flashes come out and they'll peek out wide. No one towards Fold though. Na'Vi Junior completely left that one behind. Bit gets a kill through the smoke. Ghost with the op as well. And Topa just sprays the angle with the head, will pop up. Now it's all on Macken. Solo towards ramp. Has to defend the bomb plant against 3 CTs. And will get 1 at least, but that is not enough. And with that, LYNGBY Vikings are most certainly going to be ecoing into the next one. It is close to a buy, but they definitely should just get themselves a couple of upgraded pistols, maybe go for a cheeky B play or that B rush that they went earlier, which did a lot of damage.
I like the fact that they are calling for the tactical timeout at this point as well. You basically have to take a full eco here. They've yet to eco throughout the map so far, and you don't want to be caught in a scenario now where you're just continually full buying up on the T side with no real utility in the bank. So they are going to keep some cash in reserve, 1,500 or so, and just pick up Mac 10s and pistols on the remainder. See if you can go for a quick play, as you mentioned, and convert that into a bomb plant, because at bare minimum it guarantees you the buy that you're looking for in the upcoming round.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for right now. You need to get the round stringed and do as much damage to this Navi Junior economy as you possibly can. That's why a little bit of an eco buy is always nice. Nade is going to do a tremendous amount of damage. Molly is going to hold them off unless they smoke it, but they're not going to. Okay, the smoke comes out a little bit late. Capacho actually runs into his teammate, and the bomb site has been gifted away. Should be a free bomb plant. There we go. The bomb has been planted, and maybe they can get a couple of kills in reversal, but it's going to be pretty tough to get anything done because it does seem like Navi Junior expect the flank from mid. Nade coming through as well. 1 Mech 10, 2 Tech 9s. Close range Anker knows what Rouse is doing, and it's going to be, well, at least 2 kills. Mackin inside the smoke is just free spray territory, and the bomb defuse coming through. It was a very nice cheeky play. They got the bomb plant in. They got 2 kills, but unfortunately without a superior weaponry or utility, all Navi Junior had to do was just wait and then push.
It was a fairly clinical retake there from the Navi Junior squad, and it's put them up on that 5-1 scoreline that we predicted they would earn. Now, they have all of the utility they could possibly want to work with in order to counter this first real full gun round for the LYNGBY Vikings. It's the first time we've seen an AWP come out on this T side as well, and they're going to be desperate to use it to find some impact. Instead, it's Bird from Sky who gets the opening onto Ornka, contesting that mid angle. The double peek from the T's having much more success this time and earning an opening kill for the side.
Getting that early man advantage, of course, needed for LYNGBY Vikings, because this could be a blowout if they're not careful. You do need to win, I would say. I know, well, on the T side, you actually need to win like 9 on this map, and well, that's definitely going to help out. Taking care of Topa as well. A side pretty much has been left behind right now, but with the fact that LYNGBY Vikings aren't aggressively pushing in right now, they've got all the time in the world on Navi Junior to rotate in, and they actually do. They're going to rotate all 3 of their defenders towards that A site and just gamble stack it, which is, of course, a solid thing to do here. Gospa with that op, see if he can get a shot in, but they should have the full execute going, which, if they do it perfectly, there should not be a gap in the smoke for him to shoot, so it will just be blind sprays. Capacho is going to be completely flashed, and that is Bit getting at least 1 kill for his troubles, 2 kills for his troubles. Him and Gospa, the 2 top players on the team, are still alive, and it is doable with the time ticking down. Mackin needs to get the bomb plant in. Bird from Sky. Oh, that is just timing for Bit right there. Bomb gets planted safely, and Gospa is going to call the save himself and just keep that op intact. Or is he going to actually re-peek? And I mean, this is nearly impossible with an op and without any utility.
I think he might have just been a little bit paranoid that they were going to come and try and steal his AWP away in the late round, so he's just sticking about towards the A bomb site. And you're absolutely right, it's so unlucky from Bit there. I mean, even because Bird from Sky has an AWP in hand, so he would have seen that gun barrel if he'd have just stayed looking for half a second more. Unfortunately not. That is the way of CS, and despite 2 highly impactful kills from him in the A bomb site, the round go towards his opponents. The LYNGBY Vikings pick up their second. The cash not quite decimated for the Navi Junior squad, and now we have an opportunity to talk about our partners over at Hellcase. They are the biggest and most well-known case opening website. They feature almost 100 cases, the updated case battle, upgraded, dozens of giveaways per month, and loads more unique features. Of course, the full buy is coming back out from the LYNGBY Vikings, and with 3 alive, it's going to have everything they could want on the T side.
Yeah, and the CT side a little bit lackluster. They've got 2 kits, not all utility and weaponry. I assume Bit has a gun somewhere on the floor that he can pick up. Otherwise, that would be very probably okay. He just gets that M4, and yeah, you really need Bit on that big weaponry because stats-wise, he is their best player, of course, with Ghostbub, I think, 2nd place. And on the LYNGBY, I mean, those 2 are really leading the team by a lot if you just check out your statistics, whereas the LYNGBY Vikings, they're really even in their scores. They don't really have a heavy carry on their side. They just have all very decent, well-rounded players. Jump from Topa through the smoke and gets himself a kill, drops the bomb as well, so that's good intel given, and Bit chimes in for a kill as well. Now it's all on Twinks and Macken, but Gospa comes in with the op shot, and Macken solo on that A ramp. Oh, this is absolutely like looking like pure disaster. Dope even upgrades his weapon to an AK. Spray looks like it should have been on the mark, but it's just a matter of time until Macken falls right here.
Indeed, that spray, even if it doesn't find much damage, it keeps him locked into the corner. Lets Ornka walk in and clean that one up. Na'Vi Jr., what a quick reply. 5 alive at the end of that round. They dismantle the ramp play from the LYNGBY Vikings, and they're really making a mess of this T side. It's been isolated rounds for the T half of this map. They can get a buy through, but they are struggling to get any momentum built up here.
They definitely are right now. They need to, I mean, this is going to be another force up on their side. Glass cannon op inside the molly will push forward, but does need to be very careful. Of course, it's very easy to drop that one good nade on your face and you just blow into a million pieces. And if you lose this one, of course, you're up on an eco, and then it's going to be 8-2. So this is a must win. He peeks into Ghostbow, wins the duel against Ghostbow, and that's a big one. Rals even gets rid of Onkar from mid, and they've got mid control in their favor. But will they expect to play down below? Yes, they do. Capacho knows Macken's nearby. And Capacho is actually getting super aggressive. This is one of those plays that you make when your player's down on your team. You try to get the advantage, but they did not expect Bit to still be there. And Bit, what an aggression coming out from these Na'Vi Junior defenders. But he peeks right into 3 enemies, and that is going to be his end. It's all on Topa. 1v3 on the B side, but they still have 50 seconds. They can rotate A or B. I think they heard a step made by Topa, so they'll just fall back and should be at least able to play the time a little bit, make him sweat. It's going to be Twings towards that A site to try and bait out rotations from Topa, and it does seem to pay off right now because well, actually, he's picking up the op and he's going back. This could be massive if he drops that bomb carrier. That could be all said and done. Oh, he scoped in a little bit too late. The Ral's on the back of the site as well. But the problem is that there's a player in the flank as well. Molly is burning Topa, dropping pretty low. And does he expect to play so close? No, he does not. Twinks shuts him down, and a great flank from the LYNGBY Vikings. Nicely executed, well played round from them, 1v3. And they did play the baiting game excellently.
They certainly did. It was perhaps a dangerous one towards the end there, and Topa had a good read that it was a fake sold over on the A side of the map, but couldn't quite hold on with that AWP at the end. Still rifles coming out for the CT squad though, and that means there's still a decent opportunity for them to score in this round. As we pass the halfway point of the first half, it's Na'Vi Jr. quite firmly in the lead at this point in time. The LYNGBY Vikings would do well to get a 6 or 7 round scoreline at this point in time just to give themselves a decent round buffer to work with, but they do appear to be waking up on the T side. They've had the opening kill in the last few rounds. I think 3 out of the last 4 now.
It's a nice little 1-2s from LYNGBY Vikings to get the advantage here. They don't want to run into that aggressive ramp again where they immediately lose the round in the first 10 seconds, and that's why they just slowly but surely clearing this out. Bit's playing a sneaky off angle, which could get him caught though, but they do have backup from Gospar right behind him. One play towards mid and one towards the B side. Actually, Bits going all the way towards Sandbags. Going to peek out wide, but that's going to be Mackin taking him down. The aggressiveness from Navi Jr., you really see it on their CT side, on the B side earlier in the previous round, and now on that A side. They like to get those aggressive peaks in, and it's being played out well by LYNGBY Vikings. They're just waiting for the Navi Jr. squad to make mistakes.
And that is one of the issues that you're going to encounter with a younger squad. Once things start going wrong, they're going to fall back on their default tendencies. They're going to try and basically work with what they believe gives them the best opportunity to win these rounds. In their experience is pushing aggressively, but at the end of the round rolls, he's taken all 3 of those rifles away because they try and swing aggressively into him. It's been good reading so far from the LYNGBY Vikings, at least towards the later stages of this half, and Navi Jr. might want to take a time out of their own and start checking their aggression.
Yeah, it's not looking too great right now for the Navi Junior squad, but LYNGBY Vikings, it definitely looks like they started warming up right now with their tactics coming through. Rals, he expects a push to come through mid, but they are just all heading towards that A ramp to hold the line with USBs. Very nasty close angles where you could possibly peek into multiple CTs. Unfortunately for Navi Jr., no flashes on their side, so they could not easily overwhelm this LYNGBY Viking squad, except if someone would peek right into them. And then there's the rush coming through. Shot through the feet, but it should be just the easiest cleanup of their lives, and LYNGBY Vikings get themselves their 5th on the board. Not looking too bad for them. Their T side finally waking up, but of course they still have to play the weaker side soon enough.
That is the danger lurking around the corner for the LYNGBY Vikings. So they want to be finishing this half as strong as they possibly can be at the moment. Navi Jr. and this time cannot afford to bring forward an AWP in the hands of Gospodarov. It is just 4 rifles and a limited amounts of utility to try and claim victory in this round. It's quick mid presence from the LYNGBY Vikings, trying to turn that into a quick B execution. They overwhelm Orca, but Capacho has found at least Cabby on the B stairs before falling, but that wrap has worked out perfectly now. They have control of the B bomb site. So limited utility and so far away from the B bomb site. Navi Jr., they don't want to contest it whatsoever. 6 apiece now, and the LYNGBY Vikings, you're absolutely right, they really are starting to come alive with 3 rounds remaining in the half.
It would be nice for them to secure those last 3 rounds. Of course, Navi Jr. more of a T-sided affair in general. They like that aggression going for them, which on the CT side has bitten them a couple of times in these rounds. But this one, a LYNGBY Vikings quick execute towards mid was more than enough to overwhelm the Navi Jr. defense. And they're even hunting for those last existing rifles right now. Will they be able to drop one of them at least? One, almost the second, but Topa was able to recover and defend his rifle till the bitter end. And with that, I would, as you said, if I was Navi Jr., I would probably call a pause right now so that you don't lose those last 3 rounds and just recuperate. Just think about your defensive plan, because right now LYNGBY Vikings has read that entire Navi strat book, and they have definitely outplayed them in these last couple of rounds.
They are continuing to do so as well. These early mid pushes from the LYNGBY Vikings are basically yielding kills time and time again. They know that Navi Jr. are pretty much only committing a single individual to these defenses, and while there were more players positioned in mid this round, they were too delayed, too far behind to try and assist the man who went down. And while the LYNGBY Vikings, they converted it into yet another opener. Trying to break into the B bomb site now. There are 3 players stacked in, and Gospodarov is thinking about rotating over with the other M4 as well. But these have been difficult rounds for Navi to Jr. win, even when they have all the weaponry available. And it's already starting to fall apart in this site as they just decimate the defenders.
Yeah, now it's all a save territory for Gospa. Maybe just play an off angle where you can drop a couple of weapons. But besides that, it's just wait until the time runs out. And yeah, 7 rounds for LYNGBY Vikings right now. That definitely turned upside down quickly. And they need to be careful on the Na'Vi Junior squad that they don't drop lower, because as you said, the other match is Onerous versus Hellraiser. The winner of that will face up against the winner of this match, and the loser of that will be playing elimination against the loser of this. And you definitely don't want to face up against either of those 2 squads, because Onerous and Hellraiser are not weak squads at all. They're definitely very capable of taking down either of these 2 teams.
Yeah, I definitely argue that both of the squads in the other best of 1 are stronger than both of the squads in this one, and that is very scary indeed if you're guaranteed to be playing in an elimination matchup against one of them with a loss in this map. The Na'Vi Junior squad, I'm a bit confused as to why they haven't called a timeout just yet when you have all that early momentum and it just completely dries up. Surely you want to stabilize at some point during the first half before the switch goes forward, because you'd really like to avoid having the LYNGBY Vikings end this half on something like a 9-6 scoreline. They're going to have all the momentum going into the second half, and if they win that second pistol, they're probably going to be able to easily close out this map.
There's no such thing as easy just yet, though. We still can't see them push hard in this series. This match, of course, it's a best of 1. The next ones will all be best of 3s. But will they be able to hold the line here? Na'Vi Junior, finally, they do have the weapons, the utility. The only thing they're lacking is a kit. Flash gets Ghost off the angle, and that also gives intel that he is nearby. They gave away the entire A site, and that should be a bomb plant in. I want to say a safe bomb plant, but there's no such thing on this map. That flash coming through, the boost up top, but Ghostbag gets caught by Twinks. Nice off flick coming in from him. Ankara gets rid of Macken, and it is a 4-on-4 retake situation, but all the utility on LYNGBY Vikings is gone, and Na'Vi Junior still have 2 flashes, a smoke, a molly, and a nade. So it is still very possible you can smoke off one angle, but they're not even going to attempt it. They have no kit. They're not risking their weapons. They're going to go for that last round and try and, well, not lose this half too much.
Well, you made the perfect point. There's no such thing as a safe plant. Macken actually goes down in the Molotov while planting, but he does managed to get that bomb down before dying, which means the retake is basically impossible at that point for the Na'Vi Junior squad. The LYNGBY Vikings really don't care about dying here if they can run in and hunt some rifles down. It's the last round of the first half, and they've got plenty of cash to work with, so dealing economic damage against their opponents clearly was the priority, and they do have a firm chance for that 9-6 scoreline at the end of the half. Now, Na'Vi Junior started strong, but have now slowed down massively.
Yeah, that definitely is the case right here. Gospa with that op had it multiple times, has not actually performed that well on it, has lost a duel against Swings multiple times. Carpaccio on the B side is going to be a quick execute coming out, peeks out wide, triple spray down. Great defense coming out from him. Bit also joins to help out his buddy, and it's all on Twinks with the Mac 10 in hand, but no Tech 9 Meister plans for him. It's going to be Na'Vi Junior getting the last round of the half.
And you always tend to see it, the overconfidence from squads. They're streaking rounds together. They think they're far and away better than their opponents, so they go for a cheeky rush and get immediately shut down in the bomb site. No 9-6 scoreline allowed for the LYNGBY Vikings as Carpaccio denies them on that B bomb site and secures the 7th round for Na'Vi Junior. But they really did lose control of that first half towards the end there, and the LYNGBY Vikings with a 1-round lead heading into the weaker side of the map will certainly be looking for the pistol to try and put themselves in the upper bracket decider matchup later on. The odds from our partners over at LootBet still favoring Na'Vi Junior, and this is more what I was expecting the odds to look like at the start of the map.
It does look pretty much still the same. Of course, they are now on the T side, which that multiple times is their preferred side, and we should let's see if it's going to be effective for them. They're going to go for that quick A push with only 2 players on the Na'Vi Junior squad with body armor, the rest all going for a utility build, which on an execute on that A side, definitely you will need utility. However, LYNGBY Vikings have 2 HE grenades, and once the bomb plant comes in and they toss those HE grenades in style, that should be an easy kill if they time it correctly, but the bomb is already... Oh, actually was fake planted, and there we have actually Bird from Sky getting the kill on Bit with a headshot. I expected the nade to go kablooey and blow him up.
Clearly just assisting with the damage. The plant does eventually go through, but look at this. Na'Vi Jr., 3 of their players don't have any body armor to work with in this pistol round. It was all about the utility. And now they need to hold on for this post-plant scenario. Still a smoke to be deployed for the LYNGBY Vikings. And as it goes out, they look to advance into the site. The USPs, they found their opener. Ornka gets one back on to Twinks, but they really need to continue fragging here. And they are doing so, Na'Vi Jr. in a big way. The bomb being stuck, and Ornka finds a very lucky headshot towards the end. Bird from Sky cannot body block his teammate for long enough. And with no weapon anymore, Bird from Sky is trying to defuse the bomb. It's been enough work done by the young boys from the CIS region, though, and they've tied it up at 8-8.
That all turned out pretty well for them. They just won the straight up aim duels against these LYNGBY Viking players, and with that we'll be able to take the pistol away. And now LYNGBY Vikings needs to be very careful, because they can definitely streak rounds in a row, as well as they did on their own T side. You just need to make sure that you don't get overwhelmed right now. Play a good economic game. They're gonna go for the forced buy. This has to amount to something, and it is gonna be 1 kill, but it's gonna get traded out immediately by Anker. And a 1-for-1 trade normally favors the CT side. Topa peeks out wide. They have a massive A defense, very aggressive, but they're just gonna fall back immediately afterwards, and that Na'Vi Jr. probably execute to shut them down with a couple of scout shots. You know, scout shot to the body, Deagle in on the body as well. Maybe Rouse gets cheeky with an aggressive push towards Fold. And it's Na'Vi Jr. a little bit scared, but they do have a massive advantage right now.
They certainly do. They drop the bomb just to clear out more of this A ramp. And now all the LYNGBY Vikings have rotated in. Twinks really needs to find some damage with this scout if they want a chance to defend the bomb site. Pushing in up close. Rolls has taken Bit down and nearly finds Topa as well on the other side of that smoke. Instead, Macken rushes into the A bomb site, nearly takes down Ornka, but just about misses out on the kill. That is the 9th now for the Na'Vi Junior squad. The LYNGBY Vikings need to take an eco on their CT side, and it should be double digits now going the way of the T's.
Yeah, it hopefully for them should be. I mean, I've seen USPs reign supreme before, but I'm assuming it will not happen this time. There's gonna be an easy cleanup, and that should at least add some more money in the Na'Vi Juniors coffers, so that they have one if they will lose into the next force buy round from the just in the next buy round from the LYNGBY Vikings. They do not have that much money on their side for like heavy weaponry on the LYNGBY Vikings, or at least an op. It's gonna be pretty easy cleaning coming through. Twinks will at least get a kill on Bit, but besides that, no real damage done by the LYNGBY Vikings. And now will be the buy round coming out. They will pick up an op on their side, and it seems, is Bird from Sky going to be playing with the op, or Twinks was on the T side the entire time, the opper? It does seem it's going to be Bird from Sky. Might be just because he prefers to hold a certain angle or has a good position to get that first peek in, and it does seem it's position based towards mid, and it's going to just try and hold it down. However, might get pushed out from that mid angle with the 3 T players heading that direction. Flash is going to whiff. Nice shot onto Bit. Will fall back. And that Molly is actually going to hold him from the angle, but has to reposition. And a good flash actually pushes Na'Vi Jr. back. So very good defense from Bird from Sky in the middle area of the map.
Yeah, it all comes from that one missed flashbang, able to get the opening kill, and now can just back away and help his teammates defend. That means that In the first 50 seconds of this round, Na'Vi Junior have been able to get no map control. They're only now arriving at the bottom of this A ramp with a minute left on the clock. The CTs still have a lot of utility to deploy as well. They can drop these early smokes. They can slow down the advancement into the bomb site a lot at this point in time. And Na'Vi Junior are going to be under, I think, quite a bit of time pressure in this execution.
Yeah. They still have about 40 seconds. However, they need to clear out a little bit too much towards full. They're double upping on the CT side. Nice shot from Bird from Sky again with Yop and a close range. Rals gets 1 kill for his troubles, but that should actually be enough to hold Na'Vi Junior from this site. As you said, time is ticking down and going for the plan is going to be pretty tough. However, the peak onside, Cabby gets himself 1 kill and a second. Great defense from LYNGBY Vikings in their first buy round. Na'Vi Junior still have enough for a full buy, but it is LYNGBY Vikings keeping enough players alive to at least secure a reasonable buy into the next if it's necessary.
Bird from Sky staying on that AWP as well. Perhaps he's just feeling it in terms of the fragging from his squad at the moment as well, going for another early mid-peak. This time actually dropping a HE beforehand to try and dissuade any faster pushes into his crosshairs. That was nearly amazing from Gospodarov. He nearly gets a 2-for-1 towards the A ramp. Ral's on 17 HP and lucky to be alive, as is Bit. But that is a lovely entry to find with that T-side AWP.
Yep, that is pretty well done from Gospa right there, and they will swap the op now to Rals, who is very low in HP, so he's probably the better choice to wield it. Macken is solo towards that B site, and they're just gonna let him hold that one down while they group up on the LYNGBY Viking side to try and defend A. But even Macken right now is getting a little bit anxious and rotating slightly towards mid, maybe hold that peak, hold the flank coming through. Yeah, they're just going to be playing retake towards the B site, and it's going to be an all-out A execute from the Na'Vi Junior side. Boost coming up from Bird from Sky. This might catch a player off guard. Bit is one, but the spray down comes through, and Gospa is going to get the kill on Bird from Sky. Twinks towards a fold area, will get caught out, spray through the smoke. But they need something right now. Rals is still only on 17 HP. Macken does have that M4 in hand, but can't get a connection onto Anker, who will be able to retreat back to full. And it's going to be a retake situation. They've got 2 flashes on LYNGBY Vikings. If they save right now, they have a reasonable buy into the next, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be 11 for Na'Vi Junior and 9 for LYNGBY Vikings, with a pretty well-rounded offensive from Na'Vi Junior right there.
That round was Gospodarov from start to finish. He takes down all 3 of the LYNGBY Viking players that fall in the A bomb site and help his team up on to 11 rounds. If they can continue scoring and building up some T-side momentum, it's going to be very difficult indeed to stop this Na'Vi Junior squad from taking control of the map. The LYNGBY Vikings going for a timeout. I like this call. Macken can drop an M4. Bird from Sky can just about buy himself up a FAMAS and armor. So I think there is going to be a buy coming through from the LYNGBY Vikings in this next round off the back of this timeout. They're going to try and deny the momentum build now from Na'Vi Junior. But what that means is that if the T-side can take control of this round and come through with another full gun victory, it's going to be an eco coming out from the LYNGBY Vikings at 12-9. That guarantees pretty much a 13-9, and that gives you 1 more full gun round to work with before you're in serious trouble.
Yeah, it's pretty much looking like serious trouble at all in total by LYNGBY Vikings. They're going to pick up the double op defensive setup this time, see if that one can pay off. I actually think that it's probably a risk that you are supposed to take at the moment. There's going to be the quick peek from Bird from Sky. However, he's stuck in the corner trying to disengage. Luckily, Macken will be able to try and defend his teammate out. Close range. It's tough to get back up. Twinks actually gets a kill onto Gospa, so op v op, Twinks again wins that duel. Keeps shutting down Gospa on his T side or CT side. He's been mainly winning those op engagements.
Definitely have to say fair play to him. Coming out on top of these gunfights, and that one kill has really forced the attention of Na'Vi Jr. over towards the B side of the map. All four stacked up at the bottom of the stairs at the moment, just waiting. Seeing if they can shuffle in, find an edge of a CT before deploying that utility. It's not possible, but instead it's Bird from Sky finding the opening AWP shot. That flashbang is perfectly timed, but well adjusted by Topa to take Macken down. He's done a heavy amount of damage onto the T side, though. They move in and try and plant, but Cabby is able to deny Topa up close and personal. Bit might have a better chance of securing this plant, but there is a flank on the way. There he goes, and Capacho on 20 HP cannot hold on to the B-bomb site. It is the LYNGBY Vikings who reply very quickly indeed, and those double AWPs very much keeping them alive on their CT side.
That was a very good investment indeed. One of the best plays right there was Bird from Sky. He went for a quick peek earlier and then fell back to site. And then once the T's were pushing again towards the B side, they got flashed. He tried to go for another quick peek with the AWP, but then the moment that he whiffed that shot, fell back through the smoke, and that gave them just that player advantage on their side. You don't have to overcommit to go for the hero play. Just play smartly, just play the buddy game, and that's what they did on LYNGBY Vikings. Excellent choice, because if he went to regress, for instance, that might have easily cost them their player advantage. Peek out wide, Bit with the Mac 10, gets the kill on Twinks, who tried to get aggressive. Ral's inside the smokes trying to creep past it, and that's going to be Topa with the bomb plant. Will get shut down, bombs on site. Ral's gets a double and gets away with murder.
Bit misses a vital kill with that AWP and goes down off the back of things. Now Na'Vi Jr. are in a terrible spot. They expected to have the bomb down already, but now they have no smokes to cover themselves. Instead, the CTs are going to do that job for them. What a weird place to put a smoke down from the defensive squad. As they get up aggressive and sit in it, it lets a free kill go the way of the Na'Vi Jr. side, but now they may have just stabilized. Ornka, with flames at his feet, has players in front of him and does secure a deagle headshot, but Bird from Sky can hold on enough to keep the LYNGBY Vikings alive. Now at 11-11, it is the Na'Vi Jr. economy that is broken, and the LYNGBY Vikings who may just pull ahead of this map.
Yeah, LYNGBY Vikings actually looking very much awake. Of course, last moment replacements for Godsent, and they definitely came to play, because why wouldn't they be able to make it to the playoffs is what they're saying right now. And Na'Vi Jr., they're down on, oh my god, that nade almost killed the entirety of Na'Vi Jr. right there. Bird from Sky falling all the way back, mollying off the angle, and has a decent crossfire, but gets his head chopped off right there. And 3 kills coming out from Na'Vi Jr. with no armor and that much damage taken at the start of the round. That is definitely not something that you want to see happen.
No, that was a bit messy from the LYNGBY Vikings. Should have been cleaning up those Glocks a lot easier than they did. That makes the round more expensive than it needs to be for the LYNGBY Vikings and puts their economy in a little bit of a dangerous spot should they manage to fall out of this round. The Na'Vi Junior squad will have tied things up at 12-12 and probably would be looking at an anti-eco to take the lead at that point. It's been a very close first map, as it's 5 AKs for the T side to utilize. No sniper rifles, but they might have easier mid control. There is an AWP watching this angle though. Bird from Sky holding it passively.
But now he's getting aggressive. Moving forward, does have a little bit of backup right behind him as well. Is going to hit the shot and swaps towards the molly. Luckily enough, Macken chimes in for a kill as well. Gospa down to 17 HP, so in HP advantage for
Ooh.
the LYNGBY Vikings, but Twinks a very unfortunate whiff with the op right there, and that immediately calls the push towards the B site. Rotations are already on site. Rouse peeks out wide. Unfortunately, does not get the catch in time, and it is going to be a, well, defense slash retake coming in soon enough from this LYNGBY Vikings side. Topa, his head's going to peek up and still gets the kill onto Ral. It's all on Cabby. They don't really have any money on the LYNGBY Vikings side either, so Goes to another M4, gets the catch onto Gospa, and it's now on Capaccio, but Capaccio wins that duel, and that's a massive win for Navi Jr. because the money situation for LYNGBY Vikings is absolutely disastrous.
Those Glock kills in the last round really showing their significance, and actually the LYNGBY Vikings, they decide to go for the full investment into this round. It would have to be a double eco from them either way, they feel, so they're going to go for the pistols and armor, and that could be very troubling now for the LYNGBY Viking squad. This could be Navi Jr. up on 14 before the full guns come out. This is now the best chance the CIS boys have had yet to close out this map. If they can win out this round, they'll be in a great spot to do it.
Yeah, that's already a two-man advantage. It's gonna be very tough unless we see Twinks go big towards Fold, gets himself one kill, trying to grab the AK, is gonna smoke it off and possibly walk through the smoke 2 steps. A little bit of a whiff smoke, so kind of scary. Or was it a whiff smoke? He really wants that AK. Does. Oh, it was even a Galil. He even peeks in aggressively forward. Bird from Sky is also behind him, and they're all towards Fold right now on this LYNGBY Viking side. The peaks come out. It will be Macken getting himself another kill, but eventually the only one standing is going to be Macken. A lot of damage has been dealt, but you're not winning rounds with damage.
Not unless some serious damage comes out in those shots. He only able to tag down Gospadarov, though, and that is the 13th for the Navi Junior squad. Hard eco has to come out from the LYNGBY Vikings. That's going to be 14-12, and the next full gun round will determine whether this T side gets map point or whether the LYNGBY Vikings continue fighting and pushing this map closer to the wire. An incredibly close affair, and the LYNGBY Vikings now are in serious trouble at the end of things.
Yeah, they definitely are. Of course, it looks so incredibly close in the previous rounds, but it all comes down to 1 or 2 rounds that you lose that normally cost you the game. With the 5-man USPs, they're going to just rush ramp. Topa even flashes them off to try and keep them blind, but there's going to be the crossfire setup. They have the bomb close enough, though, but it is just going to be them falling back, see if they can re-aggress somewhere else and maybe get an AK drop or something, because that B site has been gifted away and it's going to be an easy B plant from the Navi Junior squad. Most certainly should be 14-12, and with that, LYNGBY Vikings are, I mean, they 100% need to win the one after.
Yeah, if they don't win the upcoming gun round, it's pretty much all said and done on Vertigo. They don't even really want to go in and actively contest this retake. They'd rather hope that they can stack up and find some late round exits, as they will explode out mid. It looks as though they'll just be cleaned away. Gospadarov and Ornka do the work necessary. No players go down for the T side. That preserves their economy in these vital latter stages of the map. Navi Junior now can go 15-12 up. They had the option to pick up an AWP at the start of the round, and they chose not to do so, instead sticking with the 2 Galils they have on the board. The LYNGBY Vikings now fighting for survival with Bird from Sky's AWP absent body armor.
Yep, and he's gonna have to go big with that AWP, of course, because he did have a couple of good rounds with it so far. It does not get anything just yet. Macken playing the off angle behind Wood, but gets his head chopped off by Capaccio, and that means B has no defenders left. It's gonna call a rotation from Cabby. Utility wise, LYNGBY Vikings have pretty much nothing left. 1 smoke, 1 flash, and it's gonna be tough to try and get anything done here. Bird from Sky is still holding the angle in mid, but definitely can easily get flashed off the angle, even smoked off if necessary. Navi Junior just regrouping, and Capaccio is still trying to find an opening towards B, and it seems the rest of the squad is heading that direction as well. But Bird from Sky rotated in towards that B side. They're expecting the B push to come out from Navi Junior, so this could be the call to be made. They also have a reasonably close rotator in Rouse towards mid. The smokes, mollies, flashes, everything flying through, and will they be able to hold off this push? That's going to be a whiff shot coming out. Cabby, nice spray down, gets 1. Unfortunately, it's only 1. Luckily, Bird from Sky drops the bomb, actually. And Rouse even gets the kill on Anker. Is this actually going to be in favor of Navi Jr. Of LYNGBY Vikings? Sorry. Yes, it is. 13 to 14. They keep themselves alive. Money situation for Navi Jr. is not that great either. They can definitely go for a buy, but of course, the loser of the next round is most likely going to be put on map point.
Well, this is certainly overtime territory if I've ever been in it. Navi Jr. with a victory, they'd be 15-13 up. The LYNGBY Vikings, if they wanted to go for a buy, it would definitely be stretched. Pistols and armor, maybe some SMGs and FAMASs on a good day. But these rifles are trying to go quickly into the A bomb site. And actually, Cabby's aggressively up the ramp. Ornka, though, has found 2 massive kills before Cabby opens up. And this is the nightmarish round for the LYNGBY Vikings. They try and creep up the A ramp, but Navi Jr. just go through that fold smoke, or rather, sorry, Topa goes through that fold smoke and is able to secure kills on the site. Meanwhile, B totally wide open and they know it. Navi Jr. put the bomb down, secure the free round and put themselves up on to 15. The LYNGBY Vikings with that aggressive ramp play may have cost themselves the round.
Yeah, they're gonna just fall back on this op from Rals, try and keep that one alive. Maybe make a hero play with the op into the next, but their money is also in tatters. Everything is looking bad for LYNGBY Vikings right now, and hopefully for them they will be able to go for the hero play, but it is looking pretty much unlikely.
Yeah, it's such a desperate situation now for the LYNGBY Vikings to find themselves in towards the end of this map. It has been such a close affair, but it looks as though this Navi Junior squad may just come out on top and claim victory.
You're gonna have to do a little bit of solo casting right now. It seems my feed died.
I don't think so. We may be in the same boat on that one.
Yeah, so yeah, casts are without feed. Well, yeah, so yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Really curious on who's gonna win it. HLTV score.
I can't believe this has happened at such a crucial late stage in the game. Feels like we've been blinded almost at this late point in time. I feel so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that the feed is still coming through to you guys at home. What a just nightmarish scenario to be in.
Yeah, I absolutely have no idea who's winning right now, and this is really problematic because I'm super, like, curious. I want to see if that op actually manages to get anything done or not. It seems that in the other series, it is going to be 15 to 10 so far in favor of Hellraisers, who have lost a lot of rounds in a row on their CT side of Vertigo, but it still is a pretty big walk to make for Honoris.
Oh, here we go. We are back in the game then at the last possible moment. Ornka trying to clutch things out for 15 to 13, but the LYNGBY Vikings, they may have just held on. Ornka lands a very important headshot though now in the 1-on-2 scenario, but with this bomb down, it's going to be so difficult to recover. Twinks thinking about peeking into fold as well. Instead, he goes deep with an AWP. That could cost him, especially if he doesn't turn around for the timing. Ornka now would need the ace to clutch out this map. We've missed the start of it, but we may not miss the end. Unfortunately, has no time to hold on, and the LYNGBY Vikings, they may just be alive.
This right here, this pisses me off. Okay, we at least get to see the replay. Okay, that was the one. Okay, return kill. Oh yeah, Unker with a couple of kills, but it seems the op got himself 2 kills, and LYNGBY Vikings managed to hold on. Well, it's all on to this last round. Luckily enough, we're able to see it this time. Weapons wise, LYNGBY Vikings actually have absolutely terrible weapons, not a single good rifle on their side, and Navi Jr. still have the advantage here, but that's a nice nade onto Rals. Not too painful, luckily enough, but still painful enough. mid has been gifted away by the LYNGBY Vikings. And it's going to be interesting to see what they're exactly going to push for on their last round.
Well, they're currently rotating over towards the B side of the map based on the aggressive positioning they have in towards the A ramp. They suspect this to be a mid to B execution, and they may just be right as the smokes go down. They're trying and waiting on the Na'Vi Junior side to just explode through onto the B bomb site. Macken spots out the opening shadow, but can't do anything about Bit's UMP, and Ornka opens up for an AK kill. The LYNGBY Vikings, they take it to 14, but in the last round of regulation time, fall apart on the B bomb site and leave Rolls in a 1v5 scenario. Ornka in the last one, he got 4 kills, but this time Rolls